off strong. So when I was putting together my notes for this talk, I found myself filled with resistance. And I thought it was weird because I've been looking forward to this opportunity for a really long time. But as it started to become a reality, I looked for every excuse I could find to back out. And luckily I'm standing here, so obviously I talked myself out of that. Instead, I saw that my resistance was fear. And I think that acknowledging and identifying my fear allowed me to reframe it. And instead I chose to embrace that this is an incredible opportunity for me to share my story. And it's funny, because I've been sharing my story online for the last 5 years and I've really, really enjoyed it. But clearly, it's a little more daunting to do so live on a stage in front of really bright lights and people behind them. So in 2009, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. My doctors gave me my diagnosis and my medication and sent me on my way. Life was great. I really didn't understand what ulcerative colitis was, and I really didn't understand how serious it could be if left untreated. So a year later, when my medication's copay skyrocketed up to $600 a month, I was like, oh no thank you, I don't need that anymore. And miraculously, I stayed in a relatively stable state for a couple of years. Like not quite remission, but I wasn't in a full-fledged flare. I was able to go to work. Until it was a full-fledged flare, and then I worked for like 50 hours a week from my toilet for a couple weeks, and then I went to the hospital in 2013, and I was facing ostomy surgery. And I actually had a pretty good attitude toward ostomy surgery life from the start. I didn't really understand what an ostomy was that well, but I did know that I was excited that there was something that was going to make me feel better. And I had some serendipitous interactions with other ostomates while I was in the hospital. How cool was that? And an incredible team of doctors, and it really felt like I was set off on the right foot going into my ostomy life. Yet despite that, as I was healing from my surgery, I was riddled with anxiety. It was so bad. And I don't remember the next line that I was going to tell you. I was so, just like right now, I was riddled with anxiety. I had so many questions, and I didn't know where to find the answers. Social media in the ostomy community, I think it was there, but it was harder to find. Instagram certainly wasn't as poppin' as it is today. And many of the popular blogs and blogs that are out there didn't exist either. It was really challenging to find answers. And I didn't want anybody to feel as alone as I was feeling and as lost as I was feeling. So as I did find answers, I began to compile them into a website called newbieostomy.com. And I used it as an informational platform, and I added a blog because it's nice to share your own story. And I called it a place for new ostomates to meet or to learn about their ostomies. For a while there, my ostomy was my life. It was all I could think about, it was all I could talk about, and I should probably apologize to my family, my friends, my acquaintances, that Tai Chi instructor, everybody. I was really fortunate because I didn't even know that there was a stigma that's sometimes associated with ostomies. And I strongly believe that my positive attitude toward living my life with an ostomy influenced the positive responses that I got from everybody that I told, regardless of whether they had told about they knew about ostomies or not. And I'm so thankful for that. One moment. As I became more involved in the ostomy community, I did learn that there is in fact a stigma sometimes associated with ostomies. And I also learned that many people are not nearly so excited to have this surgery as I was. I was so oblivious, right? So with that realization came a shift to my advocacy, and mine and my website's new mission was spreading positive ostomy education and awareness. I realized that having a positive mindset is really important when facing a challenge, and that my attitude toward life was a valuable one to share. And I am so thankful for technology and the internet and this community and for 11 Health for allowing this to be a thing. That is so cool. My ostomy experience has shaped a lot of who I am today. Feeling like my world was flipped upside down really gave me the opportunity to evaluate who I was and how I wanted to live my life. And I'm not going to stand here and tell you that the light bulb just turned on and suddenly I had a new mindset, because that has not been my reality at all. I work every day to strive for a positive mindset. But I do try to embrace the moments where my awareness and the opportunities that are presented with myself are aligned, allowing me to make decisions in line with who I strive to be. My ostomy has given me so much more than my physical health. It's set me off on this path that I certainly would not have found otherwise. I would not be standing here today without it, I don't think. And I'm hoping that my story inspires others to see that our life experience is based on our mindset. And our mindset is the only thing in life that we can control. So I used to make decisions based on fear, and I would be lying if I told you that that wasn't still the case. But I do try to catch myself before the final decision has been made, and I try to push past the fear, beyond my comfort zone, and on to accomplish my dreams, whether that be ziplining and my white water rafting in Costa Rica with my ostomy, or standing on this stage here in front of you. Thank you so much.